1 second, guys. 1 second, 1 second.
Shock. So unprofessional. He's making people wait. Like, what is this?
My brother was here and he's fucked with the settings on my computer. So now I can't. I'm hearing it through the screen and not the headphones. 1 second.
So do you want me to come down and sort it out?
No. I'm here now. I've sorted it out now. But I was thinking, why the fuck can I hear the screen, bro? What the hell? Can you hear me fine? Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear you all good. Can you hear me?
Yeah. I can hear you, sweet. Yeah. All good. Big up everyone back again. Finally trying to get back to semi-normality now. All of these group stage footballs out the way. Man had to keep the Italy backdrop because they're them bits right now. And obviously, Louis in the building. What are you saying, bro?
Mate, I'm good. It's been, oh my God, it's been 2 weeks since I last saw you now.
Yeah, a couple of weeks, my guy. By then, you moved house, everything in it. It's been busy.
So this is the weird thing, right? So in that time, I've had to isolate. Moved
house because you came in contact with someone that had COVID or something, innit?
Well, apparently I did. I tested every day. I was negative every single day. Then I see, obviously, so that happened. I moved flat. Matt Hancock put me off trying to talk to girls the rest of my life. And also I applied to learn how to become a barber in the space of 2 weeks. So it's been a weird week. But this is only temporary, by the way. I'm building my set in the spare room in my flat. But I won't turn my thing around because it does look like Basra in here at the minute. Al Qaeda has blown up my flat. It's kind of that's what it looks like with all the shit everywhere. So it's just
it happens, bro. I hear, bruv, when Matisse was moving as well, blood, he was filming as well, and he had fucking boxes in the background. It is what it is. People understand, boy. Like, you know what I mean? Man, I gotta, do you know what I mean? The game's gotta go on, like that. So now, big up everyone in the chat. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, I didn't stream the games yesterday because we had a football match yesterday. We are now top of the league, and we have one more game remaining. And as long as we win that game, we will be crowned champions. So yes, we are top of the league, and it's a great feeling, bruv. It's a great bloody feeling. Played AFTV yesterday, beat them 3-0, and the team that were top of the league that we're playing on the last day, they lost last kick of the game. Literally, like a draw would have been good enough for us anyway, because our goal difference is like about 12 or 13 superior to theirs, but they literally conceded a last minute goal, bro. Literally, as soon as the kickoff went, the whistle went. That's how, when I say last kick of the game, bro, they lost right at the death, and they were playing just before us. So we knew that we just had to win to go top, and it kind of psychologically, it kind of messed with the players a bit in it, added extra pressure on the game, but we still won the game comfortably. And yeah, we're top of the tree, man. One more game to bring the title home. So like, yeah, it's been a good I had a good sleep last night. Do you know what I mean? I woke up, looked at the league table, went back to sleep, woke up, still at the top. It's beautiful. Do you know what I mean? So
I wish I had the same. We've done a Tottenham. We finished third in the 2-horse race. It's horrible.
What? I thought you lot were one game away from lifting the title. What happened?
I know. So obviously you were at the game where it all went wrong.
Yeah.
And then basically the week after, because of the COVID stuff, because it wasn't just me that had to isolate. So I had 4 or 5 people that had to isolate individually. So we had to completely reschedule the game. But the league, basically our league just did anything they could to stop us from winning it. Like genuinely, like they just hated us for some particular unknown reason. And this isn't me just, trying to say that people are playing against us for the sake of it. Genuinely, Rants, I'll show you the text, I'll show you the messages. The guy was literally doing anything he could to stop us from doing it. He tried to reschedule it twice on the 2 days we said we couldn't do it. So then basically, he's then turned around and gone, okay, so you're going to have to forfeit the game then because the league can't reschedule it. I'm literally sat there going like, we've literally given you options. We've tried to work with you.
But that's the problem with COVID. COVID threatened to ruin our league as well. We went, 7 months without playing a game, without training, and we came back from COVID and literally went on like a 6-game winning streak, and out of nowhere, like, bro, it can go one of 2 ways, innit? Like, it's ruined the league to the point where we even said yesterday, if the other team don't don't drop points here, yeah, we're just not even playing the final game. Because what's the point in playing it to playing for second place, bruv, when we've been battering teams, yeah, and then they literally changed like 8 of their players over the last 2 games because they saw we were catching them, and then they still lost. So they tried to cheat and still lost. Thank God, didn't it?
We got cheated by our league big time.
But yeah,
we were shot cheating, I'll tell you what happened. So basically, so the team, this game that we were supposed to play as the last game of the season had been one which had been cancelled because of COVID because they couldn't field a team.
Okay.
So in that week, the league basically gave us another fixture to play. So just play the fixture, it'll be fine. The other team then basically flipped through the rule book to do anything they could to try and, because that was their reserve team we were playing. They went through the rule book going, oh, you know, they shouldn't play a competitive fixture, so we want to play the fixture again, despite agreeing in January that if anything gets cancelled because of COVID or cancelled because of this league structure, because you can't play more games, can't extend the period, that's it. And we said that's the league. The league were like basically being yes men to this other team, and then we just got absolutely shafted. It's a joke. It was, mate.
It's a joke, bro.
It's bad, but it shows me that there is still a lot of work to be done. So I didn't want, if we'd won the league, yes, it would have been great, but I feel it would have covered over a lot of the cracks of the stuff that I need to work on. So
100%. No, but yeah, but at least you're honest with yourself. Like, my thing was, if we didn't win the league, I'm like, yo, the whole thing's a shambles, bro. We've scored 53 goals, yeah, in 13 games in the league, bro. We've been on absolute smoke. And for some reason, yeah, it's just like, for the whole season, we've been second until the last game, yeah, where we went top. We went top at the right time, bruv. And this guy saying, where's the game where I'm calling the guy a pussy? That was the game, yeah, when we scored the winner, yeah, literally 5 minutes before the end. And that was my Alisson moment when Alisson came up for the corner and scored the header. When we scored that goal, I was like, yeah, like something's working for us here, because we were all over them. The ref gave them a penalty. Well, I think we were 3-1 up. And then the ref gave them a pen to make it 3-2. And then they scored 3 set pieces in that game, like ridiculous. I don't know. They had nothing in open play, managed 3 set pieces, and then it looked like we were going to draw the game. And then literally last 5 minutes, AJ sticks one in the top corner with his weaker foot. And I was like, yeah, something's working with us now. You know what I mean? And it was...
AJ's your centre forward, right? The Mbappe.
He plays on the right. No, Mbappe plays down the middle, yeah. I mean, on the left, AJ plays on the right. But Mbappe scored 14 goals in 13 games. Yesterday's the first game he hasn't scored all season.
He is a ridiculous centre forward. I'm looking at it going, fuck it. I look at it and I'm not gonna lie. If he played against us at any point this season, I'd have just been, I don't know. I was watching it. I see he's a unit. He's quick, mate. He's brilliant.
I've told man already, the only people that can control him are his mum and dad. That's it. Like, when he's on the pitch, yeah, there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. Like, the only person that can literally stop him is his parents, bro. The he's ridiculous, isn't it? So it's one of them ones where, for me, it was just one of them things where we've got the last game and it's against the team that were top, who are now second, innit? And yeah, it's a proper grudge match, so I'm looking forward to it. They changed their whole team, so we're going to be playing against a different team, but it doesn't matter. Like, I mean, I'm bringing the title home.
I might have to come watch that with you.
Yeah, but I'm trying to get them. No, I'm trying to get them to do it in like a stadium, innit? Like in Haringey or something like that for the final, because it's literally the last game of the season. It's basically a cup final. The winner takes the title, so they'll be stupid if they don't build it up. Do you know what I mean? And get people down for the last game, man. So. I'm trying to get it done on the 18th, the weekend after the Euros final, and try and get it in the stadium so people can come down, because it's gonna be a massive game, innit? So yeah, man. So I'm looking forward to that, man. We've been battering teams, and then they've been winning by scraping victories. So about time I wake up in the morning and we're top. And yo, the Repay Me League, listen, these guys are miles behind with footage, guys. We've played 13 games, and I think you lot are only on match week 6 or something, because they just announced the new deal with an app, that live score app. So because of that, they withheld all the footage so they can put it on the app. So you guys are about 4 or 5 weeks behind. So the stuff you're seeing on my social media is the most up-to-date stuff. The stuff you're seeing on their YouTube is over a month behind.
I can't say anything considering we're in the same position and I've still got like 6 games I need to sort of upload for War.
Yeah.
But mate, it's hard. It's hard, I mean, you're smashing it out. But mate, I'd like how difficult it is to just do all the editing. Mate, it's nuts. The amount of money we had pumping as well.
Bro, it's crazy. Like obviously, like I did the Rants Reacts for our last game, guys, that you've seen. The Rants Reacts for the following game, I'll probably do that. I'll film that tomorrow. It might go up tomorrow or it'll go up on Wednesday. But yeah, now I've got my own camera guy filming for me. I'm going to be turning the footage around a lot quicker because waiting on the league is super long. I'm not even going to lie. So big up everyone. Yeah, 53 goals in 13 games. Hopefully, if you're London-based, you can get down to the last game of the season because there's going to be massive celebrations. I don't know what they're going to do. I reckon they're going to try and draft in some ringers for the last game because...
Oh, mate, listen. They will. Yeah. Every single team... What I've noticed, my favourite thing about us this season is because of the cameras and because we're actually a semi-decent side, every single team that's played us has drafted in ringers. There's one guy, right? So the kids that I played the league against us, right? Illegally, because it's the AFAs, you can't do it. They paid a player to play. They said it. I can't prove it, unfortunately. But they've come up, literally walked up to me and said, "Yeah, we've got paid to play today." They brought him down from Manchester. The man is step 4. He came and played midfield, and he still got played. We still played him off the park. It was brilliant.
You see what I mean, bro? Like, you know what's funny? Yeah, yesterday one of their strikers plays for hashtag in it. I know that because my cameraman said, "Hold on, I recognize this guy," and he googled him and showed me, and he was playing for the other team, and they still lost. So like I saw that they recruited players from like other teams and that to try keep us off them, and they still lost in it. So I know that they're bringing in ringers and that, which is fine anyway. So it's one of them was the final game of the season. I'm expecting these men to turn up here with Manuel Neuer in goal, bro. Like I'm expecting it. Do you know what I mean? So it's going to be a massive game, massive game. So hopefully you lot are going to be there. Do you know what I mean? So big up everyone inside. But, bruv, let's talk about Italy, bruv. We have to talk about Italy, man.
All right, go on then. What do you want to talk about in particular?
Bruv, the pressing. I've never seen an Italian team defend from the front in my life, bro. Like, until now. Like, what the fuck has Mancini done?
Mate, it works.
It's amazing. It works. But I can't believe it, though.
Why not?
Because it's like normally the Italians are like, cool, we're gonna suffocate teams and compress it, bro. But now they're just fucking everything's just I'm not used to it, bro. The whole Italian way was the whole Catenaccio sit back, contain, be hard to beat, and now these guys are fucking pinning teams into their own half, and you got Chiellini on the halfway line, bro. Like it is in my head, it's like wow, like what Mancini didn't even play like that with Man City. It doesn't even make sense.
Shall I tell you what I think it is? I think it's the fact that because this team doesn't have any standout talent further up the pitch. When I say let me rephrase that. Sorry.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
Superstar. There is no one player in that team where you look at guys.
Yeah, there's no Totti. There's no Del Piero. No, Insigne is not that. Do you know what I mean? Immobile is not that. Do you know what I mean? I get it.
So it's like now it's kind of they've built the team. So it's like, okay, as a unit, we attack. As a unit, we defend. And then off the back of that, you're already seeing this style of football, which is kind of really helping Italy push forward. It nearly cost them with Arnautovic. But I think the way that this side is playing, I think the only team I look at that I think can probably go on and beat them, I would have said Belgium. I think Belgium would have had a good chance, but without De Bruyne, and they're going to be without Hazard on Friday. So that's going to be a bit more difficult. But I think the only team I can really see beating this Italian side is France. I can't see anyone else doing it.
Me too. And that's because of Mbappe's pace on the break, I think.
That's it. It's literally, it'll be balls over the top for France. It'll be how they played against Hungary. You know, they'll instead of trying to have really smart build-up play, they'll probably might not long ball it, but it'll be far more direct than it usually is. And then that's the only way I can really see him getting past this Italian side. But mate, the way that Italy are playing at the minute, I mean, I like watching this style of football. I like effective football. That's why, for example, even though it might not have been the best for a lot of people, the season that we won the league under Antonio Conte, I liked it was pragmatic but effective. It wasn't, trying to paint Mona Lisa smile. Like, for example, look at Luis Enrique in Spain. Like, yeah, they beat Slovakia 5-0. Well done, boys. But realistically, you've still got a centre forward who probably would. He couldn't even hit water if he fell out of a fucking boat. You know, it's just
100% in it, Morata.
So
if he fell off a speedboat, do you know what I mean? He couldn't hit water. You're not wrong, bruv.
It's, you know, I think that there's a lot to talk about. And to be fair as well, I think big plaudits. I've just seen EAA put it in the chat. He talked about a lot of coaches. You know, the way that they've been playing with Italy and how they've built up. Mentioned Sarri when he was at Napoli, big part of how Lorenzo Insigne has been superb. Gasperini at Atalanta. Oh my God, like that man's gone on.
Bruv, he's one of my favorite managers in football. He's doing madness right now.
Mate, he's amazing.
Brilliant.
There's obviously there's Erbi at Sassuolo as well. Mate, there's some great coaches.
Where have they come from, that Sassuolo team? Because
it's Sassuolo.
Sassuolo, how do you, bro? Where have they come from, bro? Because honestly, yeah, growing up, I'd never heard of them.
Sassuolo are the So I'm from a little village. Well, I'm not. My family is from a little village called Pavolo nel Frignano.
Yeah, you still are, bro. You came from your dad's nuts, bro. So that's where you're from, bro.
He was born in King's Cross.
And your dad is from your granddad's nuts. So I don't care, bro. You're fucking Italian, bro. Look at your hair, bro. You know what I'm saying? You're fucking Italian. If you was English, you'd probably have a fucking ball patch as well already by now. This geezer's.
Mate,
look at, bruv, you're the most fucking Italian looking fuck I've ever seen, bruv. Look, you probably had that beard for about 20 years and you're only 20. You know,
bro, you've known me for years. You've known how long it's taken me to get to this.
My beard, bro. Listen, yeah, I've had my beard for 6 years, bro. You've had your beard for longer than me, bruv. Don't get it twisted.
Have I?
You absolutely have. I've got bro. Before I would, bruv, these men have seen me when I shave my beard, how young I look, bro. When I was 25, I never had facial hair.
Oh man, it's not
none, bro. I'm milking the shit out of it right now.
I'm not gonna lie. This definitely isn't a product placement because I wish it would be. I started using that. I used the first lockdown. I used that Copenhagen grooming stuff, and everyone's like, "It's a massive scam." It actually worked. Like here, I had no hair. I had like this weird thing where I basically had mutton chops and like 2 hairs here. Now it's getting there. It's getting there. But I'm like. I might grow my beard out again. I'm not too sure. But yeah, I mean, Sassuolo. So in terms of where with my village, you've got a few teams. You've got Bologna, you've got Sassuolo, and you've got, I think, Spal is the other one. So you've got those 3, which are really nearby. And I follow Modena, which is like the local team. And was recently just been bought out by Stone Island, so they're going to have a banging kit next year.
But a lot of people don't even know that Stone Island's from there as well. It's mad because a lot of the fucking football hooligans wear it, so they think it's English.
I didn't know Stone Island was Italian until about 2-3 years ago.
You didn't? Fuck
no,
me.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
What else people didn't know is that Hernan Crespo was a manager of Modena at one point.
Okay.
So Sassuolo is the equivalent of Bournemouth, basically. So they were literally League One, League Two, built up.
That's why I hadn't heard of them. Yeah,
they were Serie C, I think, about a decade ago, maybe. I'm not 100%, but they built up, and then they've obviously had players come through. So Domenico Berardi's been like on the radar for like over a decade. People still think he's like some young good footballer, but he's like Chris Smalling and Jesse Lingard. No, he's in his mid-20s now.
Yeah, he's been around for a minute.
But mate, no, they're a solid side. They're not anything special, but they're a very solid side. But I think a lot of the way they're playing. People talk about Jorginho. Well, Chelsea Twitter had a bit of a field day.
Jorginho's been brilliant, though. Man.
He's been brilliant, but I think he's played so well. But the most important player in that midfield is Barella. Man, the man he's a motor. He just keeps it ticking. Yeah, look at. I think obviously there was people talking about Verratti coming in. This is a bit of a hot take. I don't really rate Verratti. I think he's a good player, but I don't think he's world class, and people make him out to be. I understand you've got him as your background. I've only just noticed that. We'll glaze past it, but I think that you look at the best midfield that Italy had was the one in the opening 2 games. I think Locatelli, Barella.
I think that Verratti, at the moment, if we have to be honest, he got back into the team on his name only because Locatelli's been amazing, bro.
That's the thing. Locatelli is a very, very good player, but he's not. The one thing I have a problem with international tournaments is that players have really, really, really solid tournaments, and then the best thing since sliced bread. It's the same with Dumfries. Dumfries has had a very good tournament for the Netherlands, but
he'll get a move off that. But really, like, he's only had 2 good games. When you actually really think about it,
like Locatelli is a very, very, very good number 6. He's a good number 6 in Italy. But the thing is, if he got like a £40 million move to England, right? I think it could almost be like a similar situation it was for Xhaka. So Xhaka, fantastic from Gladbach, very, very solid number 6. But then he comes to England. Yeah, but it's not that I don't think he'll be bad. I don't think Xhaka's a bad player. I think he has his merits. But I think Locatelli is very much a 6, 7 out of 10 defence midfielder every single week. But the thing is, because of how he's played at this tournament, people will expect someone else. That's not how he plays. He literally plays like what? That was his first goal for Italy. His first 2 goals for Italy came in 1 game. For AC Milan, I think he was there for like 2 years. He scored 1 goal. The man's not a goal scorer. So when people
he's not.
It's my favourite thing, like seeing like the Telegraph and the Daily Mail or BBC, or these people which they think they're massive like football gurus, that sort of stuff. He's great. He's got goals in his game, all this sort of stuff. Yeah, mate. Literally,
no, he doesn't, bro. Do you know what I mean? Just that he bagged 2 in 1 game and people lost their shit. But this is what happens when people don't watch players. Then you get these BBC pundits that have never, ever, ever heard of them, bro. Hey, big up Statman. He's had a beard, bro. He's had a beard from birth, bro. Man's got them biblical beards as well, bro.
Statman came out like fucking Aladdin in the fucking Dictator with a great big bushy beard.
No, but you know what it is with these British guys? What they do is they'll watch a guy play once, get the fucking nice little bright lights out and say, he's got great movement. He's got goals in his game. Never seen this guy play, by the way. Only the 1 game that they're watching. And they'll be like, he'll be a great addition for this, that, and the other, and this, that, and behave yourself.
Right, it was literally, I was sat there, right? I was in.
They're literally calling him the new Pirlo, bruv. Pirlo's not a goal scorer. So all of a sudden, Locatelli's a goal scorer because he scored 2 goals in 1 game.
Pirlo.
Exactly. He's not even a Pirlo.
If he's anything, he's Gattuso. That's what he is.
Yeah.
He's a number 6. He breaks up the play. He moves the ball. That's what he does. But mate, I was sat there in the pub, right? And I was watching it with a friend, and there was an Italian bloke sat behind me, and we were just talking, watching the game. And I was really I get really nervous when I speak Italian usually, because it's usually when I say it, people are like, oh yeah, say this, do that. But when I was sat there talking to bloke about football, we were just talking about Locatelli, and you could steer behind us. We were taking the piss. And these 2 blokes behind us, and 2 Arsenal fans, right? So, that Locatelli, he's quality, mate. Heartbeat. I'd have him in a heartbeat. Look at how he moves, what he does, what does it. And then we're both sat there going, these guys know what the fuck they're talking about.
Not a clue.
It's like when we signed Zappa Costa, for example. That was when I spoke to my mates, right? There's that coffee shop I always go to when I'm back home. They're huge football fans. And I asked Zappa Costa, Emerson, they said, they're good players. I said, but you've been absolutely shafted. Every single time you get a player from Italy, if they're going to the Premier League, you're looking at 40, 50 million. Locatelli, honestly, max 35 mil. Max.
Yeah. In Italy, he'll go to Juve for about 30 million euros and no one will bat an eyelid.
Exactly. But it's like, this is the thing. It's the Premier League tax. It'll be the tax with the European Championships as well. Oh, mate, this is the thing. Like they're all this Italian side. They're all very, very good players. But the thing is, a lot of them would be squad players. Spurs were linked with Domenico Berardi. So the Tottenham boys asked me about it. We are Tottenham team. Like, so what's he like? I was like, he's good. He's not good,
but he's not going to fucking turn you lot into world beaters.
No, but this thing that is also, that's the weakness, but it's also the beauty of this Italian team. the fact that there is no big
But
key
that
players.
is exactly why the Netherlands finished third in the World Cup, because they had no superstars, and Louis van Gaal put together a great system of good players. And guess what happened? Loads of teams bought players from that team and they flopped because it was about the team. Bruno
100%.
Martins, Indy, and Ron Vlaar and these guys, but what you thought you were going to sign them, and all of a sudden it was going to be fucking great. Like, these guys are mediocre players. I think the Italians are better footballers than them, but the fact is that Dutch team that finished third was about the team and the system and how they played together. And this Italian team is very much like that, but there is quality there. But I think in the final third, they do not have the incisiveness. Even though they scored 3 goals in 2 games, I feel like the actual top-end quality of Insigne, Immobile, it's not enough.
No, Ciro Immobile is a very, very good centre forward in Italy. And he was a very young guy when he went to Sevilla and he went to Dortmund. So granted, that the reason why it didn't work out. He's not a particularly exciting centre forward. If someone turned around to me and said, "You're going to pay 60 million for Immobile," I'd turn around and go, "Fuck off! I'm not in that. Not a chance." Because there was obviously links with that. Obviously, Andrea Belotti as well. No, he had that amazing season. Was linked with loads of moves. Didn't get it because he's a pretty average centre forward. He's good, but I think the one player I look at, and if someone said you're going to spend the money on him and get him, and I wouldn't bat an eyelid. I'd be like, yeah, definitely. I want Federico Chiesa. Federico Chiesa is unbelievable. I don't know. I think it might be you. I said it to a few weeks ago. My cousin played with him at Fiorentina, and he was like, I literally messaged him the other day because we were talking after the Austria game. I just texted him and said, "Is he really that good?" Like he said, "Louis, like unbelievable." Cousin played
One
with
second.
some.
Oh, there we are. You're back now.
Oh, have I died?
He played with some amazing.
But yeah, he played with some amazing internationals. Like Federico Chiesa he was amazing for Juventus. He's carried that form over to the Italian side. He might not start all the time, but he's been great. Spinazzola, he's been another very, very good player as well.
Bro, he's been my favorite player for Italy in the tournament. He's been amazing, bro. Like, he's so good.
Mate, he's literally
so good, man. And big up Christian, yeah, but man don't know all the history behind. I don't know when the Italians decided to invade Argentina, but it happened anyway because. Do you know what I mean? Like fucking Zanetti, Colaccini, they're all fucking Italian, bro. All the Messi, they're all Italian. When did you not fuck off over there? What happened?
Okay, so I think it was the 1920s or the 1910s. Basically, there was a big immigration push from Italy, and lots of Italians obviously moved to Argentina, mainly Buenos Aires. And actually, I found this out the other day. It's a really cool documentary. I learned more about this. Copa 90 did one for I think it was the Super Cup or the Copa Libertadores, where they did like a 2-part special on the city. Boca Juniors is actually an Italian-founded Argentinian team. So she had lots of English teams, had lots of all English people emigrate to South America and stuff as well. The Germans didn't go to Argentina until the 1940s and 50s for some weird reason. There was some weird bloke with a shitty mustache who kind of caused the world to sort of fall apart, and then they all fuck with their goal to Argentina, and basically the Italian.
Fucking internet. There we are. Yeah. What happened to the Italians?
They all emigrated across. It's a really, really cool bit of history. I didn't realize it. So like it's really good. It's the documentary. If you go to Copa 90 Stories, it's all they do. That's like an hour-long like special they did when they launched it. It's really, really cool. It kind of dissects the history.
Yeah. No, it makes sense, bro, because straight away, bruv, I've been knowing this for years, bruv. You just look at the names, bro. Javier Zanetti was one of my favorite players, but when you look at all of them, but half the team got fucking Italian names, and I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah. Do you know what I mean? I'm just like, something's happened, innit? Do you know what I mean? Because obviously they speak Spanish, but that ain't it, bro. These are not Spanish names, bro. So, like, I knew something happened, but I didn't know what happened, when it happened, and how they all got there, bro. And you can tell as well, because the way they play football is different from the rest of the South Americans as well, blood. The cheating bastards, blood. And they get it from you lot. You know, that's what it is, bro.
I mean, they do get it from the English, to be fair. See, they come from the English. That's this entire Euro just been, yeah, Louis. So, what do you think about Italy as an Italy fan? I'm turning around and saying, well, I was born here. I'm an England fan. It's like, no, but you can talk about Italy. It's absolutely fine. It's like, yeah, okay, I can talk about Italy. It's like, yeah, so you lot, you mean Italy? You mean the country which I wasn't born in? It's like,
that's mad. But that's what I'm saying. But no, I knew there was something. Like Icardi and come on, bro. Like, but you can look at half of their team, bruv. They probably got Italian. So 30% is probably low, innit? Most of them is probably more than that. So like, it gets like that, man. I see you man getting onto Portugal, and obviously I can't finish the show without talking about Portugal. You know, like that, because my team had a game. Do you know what I'm saying? So obviously I didn't live stream the Portugal game, but a few man owe me flowers, you know, because I told man about this Portugal team. I told man about certain players. They didn't want to listen to me, and then man are getting benched for their country when they're supposed to be Eric Cantona. I don't really know what's going on, bro. Like, obviously, it seems like the agenda that I had wasn't really an agenda after all, bruv. Do you know what I'm saying? We can talk about Holland as well, man. Obviously,
Holland, I have a hot take. I have a hot take on Holland, which I didn't go down too well yesterday when I said it.
Go
Holland, they're no longer an elite footballing nation. Discuss.
You know what? In terms of the actual quality of player that they're producing, I have to agree with you. But, bruv, one thing I would say is that, bro, it's almost the mecca of football to me. So it hurts, innit? It's just like Brazil. It's just like Brazil as well. Brazil are no longer an elite footballing nation, bro. Like, when I'm looking at the players they're actually bringing through, England are bringing through better players than Brazil right now. I don't know why, but do you know what I mean? Like, Brazilian players now are shit, bro, compared to what they were 20 years ago.
It's all financial. I think, like, so Italy, for example, I think Italy are on the cusp purely because I think the only reason they're doing very, very well currently is because Roberto Mancini's kind of amalgamated the old school style of Italian football coaching, which developed and built up and all that sort of stuff, with this new breed of players. But the new breed of players isn't the same as what it was, because the financial structure and how Italian football took a massive hit because of Calciopoli. It basically means that the players obviously have had a knock on if it have been produced. They've been great. It's the same in Holland. Like, I look at Holland right now, right? They're no longer producing top draw players. That's not their fault. It's purely down to the fact that, you know, the players are moving abroad to go get a better footballing education, despite the fact you do have the likes of Ajax and, you know, these other amazing.
You know what it is? I don't think it's a better footballing education. Players are moving abroad younger now because there's more money. So a lot of the time, players are moving for the money and they're not fulfilling their potential because they're going to another team, maybe in England, where they're not going to get as good a football education, but they're going to get paid more. Then they don't develop. You've seen it with a lot of players, man. Even what's his name? At Sporting Lisbon that replaced Bruno Gonçalves, he was at Wolves in their academy, didn't get used and ended up going back to Sporting Lisbon. He would have probably been better off staying in Portugal, and he would have probably been playing in Europe now instead of being back at Sporting. And the thing is, what happens is a lot of these clubs, they go in and they take these players young. You just got to look at Hannibal at Manchester United. Like, you look at the academies of all the top clubs now in world football. They got loads of foreign players in there, and they take them out.
Was it Chong that you had? Is it Chong? Was that his name?
Heath Chong got taken from Holland very young.
We've got a guy called Mayamba, a centre back, who's supposed to be like.
There you go, bro.
We got him from Barcelona. So he's supposed to be like the next Virgil van Dijk.
Yeah, bro. Chesney was at Arsenal so long. He's fucking Cockney, mate, and Bellerin. Do you know what I mean? Like, and it's like he would have been better off staying in Spain. And this is what happens. These players get bought at a very young age. So to go for the money, obviously they're buying people's. I know for a fact they're buying parents' houses. Like I speak to footballers, I speak to football agents. Like clubs are going to parents, to children's parents, and saying, "We'll pay off your mortgage, or we'll pay for your daughter's university fees." This is what they're doing now. So if a football club says, "Yo, like your son comes to play for us, we'll pay your mortgage, we'll pay for your daughter's university," but of course, man's gonna say, "All right then." But then on the flip side, you're gonna go and just be one of many somewhere else, and probably your football development is not gonna be the same. Do you know what I mean? So,
but this is it. This is the problem, and I think the Dutch have taken a big hit on that because more major leagues. So, like I said, they've all moved abroad, have kind of taken the players and taken the pool. Like, I think the next players that were coming through, obviously, you had that Ajax team, you had De Ligt, you had Frankie de Jong, you had all these other players. Like, I think De Ligt, like people are saying, "Oh, he's rubbish, he's not that good." De Ligt, we have to bear in mind, I don't think he's even 20 yet. I think he might actually have only just, or he might have just turned
21 or maximum. It's a baby, but you know what it is, because he's built like a man. He gets the man treatment. But in terms of development as a centre half, De Ligt is not going to hit his prime for another 4 years, bro. Like, chill.
No. And he will come good. I think Frankie de Jong, I think he's been superb for Barcelona this year. But then again, whenever I've watched him,
he's amazing, Frankie de Jong, though. But he's still got levels to go up.
Great. I look at him. I don't see a player which the Dutch need. Like, the reason Dutch are not going to be a superior footballing nation right now, they're not going to be elite right now. De Ligt and Frankie de Jong might change that in the next 4 or 5 years. You never know. I look at the team. It's not someone I look at and go, right, you got Robin, you got Van Persie, you got winners in this team.
Yeah, it's not the same level.
No, it's not. It's not that 1974 Dutch side. It's not Johan Cruyff. It's not the players that you had. It's not this amazing. It's not, Patrick Kluivert. It's not all these players that you had coming through. Yeah. It's not the same anymore. And I think it's that's why I look at this Dutch team and when they got battered. By the way, this wasn't like a it was a 2-0 where it was a fair result. They got turned over. And I'm not gonna lie, right? When you've got the worst manager in Premier League history managing your national team purely based on his name, it says everything you need to know. The Dutch are running out of ideas, and you look at what they're trying to build and what they're going for, and it just doesn't work. So it's going to be a very, very long time before I think we can turn around and look at these Dutch teams again and go, do you know what, they're elite. And people might be saying, well, what you talk about, let's bear in mind the last tournament they actually did well in was a 2014 World Cup. To put this into perspective, I just passed my GCSEs, I just passed my GCSEs and I was still a fucking virgin. So, it's one of those where you're looking at it and, it's everything you need to know. So
now, one thing I would say is money. We've said it many times, but money is ruining football, and stats are ruining football. And the fact is, a lot of these guys are going to leave the Dutch league because there's not loads of money in it. And that's just what it is. And that's the reason why they can take these guys, kids. They can't do that in Germany because everyone gets looked after over there. So because of that, they're less likely to leave. In Holland, the Dutch league's almost seen globally as just a feeder league where we just take their players. Like, if you're good, you're not really there. Do you know what I mean? Like, same with Portugal to a certain extent. They're like, if you're still there at a certain age, just because you're not good. Do you know what I mean? And because of that, unfortunately, the Dutch lose a lot of their players. They had like Elia at one point was meant to be like the next best thing. Didn't really work out.
He went to Southampton, didn't he?
Yeah, but before that, he got a move. He got a move way too early, bro. Like, a lot of these guys, like even Memphis, we bought Memphis too early after one good season. Like, Memphis should have probably stayed in Holland, for maybe 2 more seasons, or he should have gone to a club in between PSV and Manchester United before he went straight to Man United. He went straight to Man United, a team that was struggling and was expected to turn their fortunes around. It was just bad timing. Sometimes the trajectory of a player's career as well, like what decisions they make and what club they go to, can literally ruin their whole career or change the whole trajectory. And I think in Holland right now, I think the league's not competitive enough for their top players to stay there because there's not enough money in it. But then sometimes they're not ready to go straight into the elite. There needs to be like an in-between kind of, you know what I mean? Or they need more money in their league. And it's the same with Brazil.
Yeah, I mean,
like the Brazilian league is not competitive enough for Brazilians to stay there. But then if they leave, do you know what I mean? They end up just being any scrub somewhere else if they leave too early, bruv. So it's like it comes down to
there was that bloke from Gremio. Do you remember about like I think it was about the time of the World Cup. Do you remember Everton Ribeiro? Do you remember him?
Yeah, of course,
mate. Everyone was talking about him, and he just like this is it. It's there are so many players which I think Virgil van Dijk probably took the right route in terms of what we're talking about in terms of that trajectory to get to the top.
Went to Scotland, then he went to Southampton. Yep, he done it the right way. Whereas if Virgil was coming through today, Virgil would have gone straight from Holland to the fucking Prem and flopped.
Yeah.
Then he would have been playing in Belgium somewhere. Then he'll be making a comeback somewhere else. They're doing it all the wrong way.
But this is it. I just look at it and I don't see an elite team anymore. I don't. If someone turned around and said you're playing the Netherlands, I wouldn't be scared. I don't fear the Netherlands.
Yeah, and you should, but you don't. Exactly. I hear that.
But yeah, I think it's Everton. Netherlands are like that. Portugal. I mean, I don't even know what to think about Portugal anymore. I think they're still a very good team there, but I think Ronaldo needs to finally fucking turn around and go, oh, do you know what? Should probably. I'm not gonna lie, maybe not even Ronaldo. If I was a coach, I'd say, right, mate, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, you're one of the best players in the world. You're probably one of the best who've ever played the game, but because of your mentality, you hold this team back. I think they would do so much better. And they've improved it on multiple occasions when they've played without Ronaldo and friendlies and that stuff as well. When he's not played, they've actually been a much better unit. And I think it's like Renato Sanchez, by the way, yesterday. Portugal were poor, but he was a bright spark in that game. He was superb. He was.
Renato Sanchez, I would sign him right now. If I'm Manchester United, I'm signing him. People, you know what it is? You shouldn't really sign players off tournaments. However, I'll sign a player off natural ability and I'll sign them off their attributes, innit? And he has all the attributes, the physical attributes and the mental attributes to be a top player.
Do you know how he played? What he reminded me of? He played in that game like prime Loftus-Cheek in 18-19. He got the ball.
Prime Loftus-Cheek, bruv. I thought you were going to say Edgar Davids or Clarence
Seedorf. I know.
Loftus-Cheek. Hey, bruv, you deserve an Oscar for that build-up, because I was expecting man to say the mad thing.
Yeah, but you know me. I normally would, but when I was watching it, I'm not old enough to remember Edgar Davids. I never got to really watch him in his prime. Wow. And I'm not saying Loftus-Cheek is like this absolute world beater, but that one season he had under Sarri, when he was kind of getting the way that Sanchez was collecting the ball, the way he was holding players off, the way he was progressing the football, the way he was progressing, the complete team and just pushing everyone forward from the middle of the park in a game that was, very cagey, very static. Both sides were trying to feel each other out. Renato Sanchez was there going, right, I'm going to take the ball by the horns here and I'm going to push it forward and really try and make this team better. He is very, very different now to the lad that's playing at Swansea and passed the ball to a bad.
Because again, he left too early and he went to Bayern Munich too early. The same with Xherdan Shaqiri. A lot of you guys won't even remember how sick Shaqiri used to be because he left too early, bro. He was in in Basel. That's Switzerland, right?
Xherdan Shaqiri, or I think let me get it up. He was like
he went to Bayern Munich. Xherdan Shaqiri was literally a wonder kid, bro. Like when he broke through, they were talking about this guy like he was going to be Lionel Messi, bro. Like that's how much they hyped him. Then he went straight to Bayern and it was downhill from there. He shouldn't have gone to Bayern. You see the way Haaland has gone from Salzburg to Dortmund, and then he's gonna do the big thing. That's what Shaqiri should have done, but he went straight to Bayern, and that was a big man. And it ruined his career. Now, you know I mean, he's filling water bottles in Liverpool.
Bro, like to be fair, like he's had the weirdest career path. Basel 2, Basel, Bayern, Inter, Stoke City, Liverpool. Like, how does it? It's literally if you, it's nuts. He will be a pub quiz question in a few years. Might be words. Might be words. Which Swiss international played for Bayern Munich, Liverpool, and Inter Milan? And I'll be there going, Xherdan Shaqiri, give me my pork scratchings, bitch. That's literally what it's going to be.
Renato Sanchez is a baller. People will be like, oh, but he flopped at Swansea. Bro, he was 19. Get over it. Maybe he flopped at Swansea because he's Portuguese. He didn't want to fucking live in Wales. Sometimes it gets like that.
Swansea's a shithole, mate. I remember my mate was at uni there when I went to watch him play. Watch us play Swansea, and he was like, "Oh, so what do you think of Swansea?" He was like, "It's really nice." When in reality, it was probably one of the worst places I've been to. His mates at 2:00 in the morning gunfight, and they didn't realise I was sleeping in one of their mates' rooms. The bloke came in, pointed a BB gun at me, and I kicked him in the face because I didn't even realise what was going on. I was like, "I'm so sorry." But in reality, it was like, "Fucking point that gun at me again, you bitch."
And this is what's funny. The funny thing about this is, man, don't forget that I swear Renato just won the league in France. Mm-hmm. People are talking about this guy like oh, because he flopped at Swansea, bro. Like, listen, sometimes things don't work out in life. You can't be writing someone off, based on one move that didn't work out, bro, because we don't know what was going on off the pitch, whatever, for the reason why it didn't work out. But I've been to Swansea and I know why it didn't work out. You know, like that, because it's Swansea, bro. You know, like that, like it is what it is. Like, it's not really that hard. I've been to Portugal. I've been to Swansea. If I was from Portugal, I wouldn't want to live in Swansea. Okay? That's all I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, it's not really that hard. So the fact that it didn't work, I'm not holding it against man at this point.
Oh, Christ. I didn't understand a word that anyone said in Swansea. And I'm normally quite good at trying to decipher accents. The cabbie would be saying from the valley, I was like, yes. Well.
Bruv, another one. Look at Gnabry. Bruv, he was at Arsenal. He was at Arsenal, bruv, and I think you man got rid of him to keep hold of JJ Okocha's nephew. And look at how did that work out?
Let's not forget. He was also at West Brom, and according to Tony Pulis, he wasn't good enough to play for West Brom. Did you not know that? Did you forget about that?
Oh, I remember. I remember.
Oh, mate.
JJ Okocha's nephew, stayed at Arsenal. Oh my God. And Gnabry didn't. And now man are talking about Gnabry is one of the top 5 wingers in the world. But he wasn't good enough for Tony Pulis.
Oh, mate. I still find it funny that Everton whenever I talk to my uncle about Alex Iwobi, I just say, Alex Iwobi, and he goes, fuck off, you wee bastards.
Bro.
You fucking shit, mate. It's usually the conversation.
Bro, I'm just saying, in football, these things happen. The Phil Foden thing, again, I told you he was going to struggle in the Euros. I said not to play him. I said I wouldn't start Phil Foden. Everyone was like, Rants, you're mad, this, that, and the other. I won again. I won with Bruno. Man keeps winning. Like, it's mad right now, bro. You know the funny thing about football is, systems will always be the key. I don't care how good you look in a certain light, bro. Every girl looks good with makeup on. But you see when you take...
I can name a few that don't, but, carry on.
Nah, but I'm saying... If they don't look good without makeup on, imagine how bad they look without it. That's what I'm saying, Lou. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, Bruno looks decent with makeup on, and even when I see him play for Man United, he looks shit. But because he's got the makeup on,
that's great.
Like, certain men are like, yeah, I'd have him in my team. But when you see him for Portugal, you wouldn't have him in your team.
I mean, it's
because the makeup's not on.
It's great that we're challenging toxic masculinity here because men can wear makeup, guys. So fair play to them.
Absolutely, they can. Do you know what I'm saying?
You know.
Do you know what I'm saying? But I'm just
Hashtag
saying,
body
bro.
positivity here on Footy Talk. We love it.
When you take the pet makeup of a lot of these Man City players, they're looking real fraudulente, bruv. Even their centre back, bruv. Even their centre back that they were talking about player of the season, Diaz, and that he was looking real fraudulente, bruv.
I thought it doesn't help that he's playing next to Pepe,
bruv, Pepe back pocketed Ronaldo in the Champions League. Bruv, Pepe still got a bit in his locker, mate. But that Ruben Diaz.
I saw Pepe and I just saw this.
Ruben Diaz was looking like fucking Robin Davis, bruv. I'm telling you, he was looking fucking awful.
I just think that Pepe looks a bit like MODOK. Do you remember MODOK? Look. Look at him and tell me that isn't Pepe.
You're an idiot.
Tell me that isn't Pepe.
It does look like Pepe.
That is ridiculous. Man like MODOK at centre back.
Oh. And look, man said, how is Foden struggling and Saka shining? Foden is twice the player. But here's the difference. You know the reason why Saka's not struggling? Because one, Saka's a better athlete. Two, he's more direct. And three, he's less reliant on his teammates. Foden's whole game is based around having people close to him so he can bounce the ball off. You don't have that for England. So straight away, his pants around his ankles, mate. And I knew this was going to happen.
Look at Sterling. Whenever Sterling's had the opportunity to bounce the ball, he's not done it. Do you remember that clip? Right, pass the ball to Sterling. Right,
yeah, but come on, but that's Sterling, though. That's Sterling, though. He's another conversation for another day because, man, no, I don't rate him. I told man Lingard was going to do the mad thing at West Ham as well. I tweeted it. I said he's going to turn into Lingardinho. The tweet is still there, and he did it. Do you know what I mean? Man got nine open play goals, blood. The same as Eric Cantona that plays for Man United. Do you know what I mean? So, and in 1,000 less minutes as well, by the way. But hey,
yeah, mate, you got Raheem. Well, wouldn't even call him Raheem Sterling. Wouldn't call him Raheem Shillings. You know? I think the first currency to go properly defunct was the Italian lira. So it's either that or you got Raheem Lira, Raheem Francs. Any currency which the euro just told to fuck off, that is Raheem Sterling at this tournament. he has been poor, and people are like, oh yeah, but he's scoring goals. I said, yeah, just because I score a goal, right? If I score a goal in five aside, it doesn't mean I'm the best player on the pitch. It means I've scored a great goal, fair play. It was an overhead kick. You know, I do what I do. But the rest of the game, I've been shit. You're a wing. Oh, don't get me started. I need to walk away from this conversation.
No, but you're right though. But one goal, literally, you see in modern football, one goal, will get you, bruv, will get you man of the match and away from all the slander of all the bullshit you've done for the rest of the 89.5 minutes. That's just what it is, bro. That's football now. Like literally 9 times out of 10, the man of the match is the person who scores the goal now. That's how football works now. So you can play shit for the whole game, score a goal, and everyone's like, "Oh, we got through because of Sterling." All right, cool.
What's your team tomorrow then? What's your team tomorrow?
What team would I play?
Yeah, I'd go for a 3-back tomorrow. Personally, I'll try and match Germans.
Yeah, you have to go for 3 at the back and match the Germans, or else you get toasted, mate. You know what I mean? There's no two ways about it. But Bukayo Saka has to start based on his last performance, but he'll start Foden. Jack Grealish has to start, but he probably won't start Grealish. He'll start Sterling instead. Do you know what I mean? It's going to be a weird one. I'd probably go for a 3 at the back. I'd go for the double pivot of obviously. I'd go for Mount and Rice in there, but I think he might actually play. I think he might go for Mount as one of the wide players, you know, and play it super safe.
I think, to be honest, I don't think Mount will start for me tomorrow purely because he's been isolated. My team tomorrow, I'd go Pickford, I'd go back 3, I'd go Walker, I'd go Stones, I'd go Maguire. I'd like to start Reece James right wing back, but I think at the same time, I think he'll probably start Trippier. But I think Reece James going up against his teammates, knowing what they're like, it would be smart to play him. I would go Shaw left wing back, but realistically, I'd either start Shaw or I might play Saka as the wing back. but I think Saka's got to
Yeah. I think he'll
um,
play Trippier as left wing back, you know, and I think he'll
I
play
swear to God,
Reece James right wing back and Kyle Walker right back
mate,
in the
mate,
three.
he is Gareth Southgate is Roy Hodgson's regen. That's what he is. The man is a football terrorist. I can't watch England. I hate watching England in the league. Like, people are like, oh yeah, it's the International Champions Cup thing of National League and Galactic football, and I'll be like, I don't give a shit unless it's the World Cup or the Euros. The rest of the time, it's like couldn't care less. Southgate, granted, I think it's fantastic what he's done for England. I think he's unified people. I think that's great. But get me a manager who can actually win us a trophy, please, because I don't think Southgate is the man to do that. But yeah, I do that. I play Henderson and Phillips as my double pivot.
And drop Declan.
I'd drop Declan Rice. I think the only reason I think is you want someone with Jordan Henderson's experience in this game. I think that's going to be the big thing. And I think, I think Calvin Phillips, as much as he's very sound defensively, I think he's also better than Rice progressively. I think
he's more mobile as well.
Yeah. I think I'd go for that personally. And then my front three, I'd go Grealish. I'd still start Kane. I think it'd be too risky to throw Dominic Calvert-Lewin in at this point. And on the right-hand side, I mean, if I'm playing Saka as a left wing back, right side, I'm looking at Sancho, or I'm looking at. I've said we won't put Mount in. It'd be Foden or Sancho. I'd start Sancho against the Germans because, again, where I'm saying Reece James knows his German teammates from Chelsea, Sancho knows the German players.
But you're using logic, and Southgate doesn't have any of that. So we're going to see the same old shit. He will drop Saka, even though Saka was man of the match last game. He will play Rice and Phillips. And don't be surprised if Mason Mount plays right wing and fucking Sterling plays on the left. Don't be surprised, because the more defensive players he can fit in that team, the better. That's what he's going to do.
I think if Mason Mount plays, I don't think. Well, if he was fully fit, I wouldn't say that was a bad thing. I think when he plays in that role for Chelsea, when he has that freedom of movement, he kind of really helps shore out the midfield. I think the problem that we've got to have, if we play a 3-4-3, if Mount's not starting, you don't play it like an auxiliary midfielder there, and you're going for a straight winger. I think you run the risk of being dominated in midfield. But unless our game plan would be to make sure that they basically just don't get their foot on the ball. Tony Kroos, no doubt, is still a fantastic centre midfielder. But
you have to man mark him. Tomorrow, I'm getting Calvin Phillips to man mark Tony Kroos, because this geezer's finishing games with 99% pass accuracy. Fuck that. I'm literally telling him, follow him everywhere. That's it. Yeah. Like, literally, just forget the ball, follow Tony Kroos, innit? Because if you stop him playing football, you'll go a long way to stopping the Germans from doing something. So, do you know what I mean? It will be interesting to see how Southgate puts it together. But ultimately, in my opinion, it won't be enough. I like Gosens, the left fullback for Germany. I think that Germany are going to have England doing doggies, and I think that they're going to expose England's leaky defense. Pickford hasn't made a save this tournament. I don't think he'll make any tomorrow either. I think they're going straight in the back of the net, mate. I think Germany beat England.
Jordan Pickford turns into a different player when he plays for England. He goes from Jordan Pickford, the bloke who comes from Sunderland, it's just shit, to Sir Jordan Pickford of Greater Merseyside for England. There, he's unbelievable when he plays there for England. I think Gosens is playing really well, and we were linked with him a couple of years ago as Marcos Alonso.
He's very good. If you replaced Alonso with him, he's fucking electric, mate.
But I think it's going to be very, very difficult. I think Kai Havertz is having a great tournament, so it's going to be keeping him quiet, keeping Kroos quiet, keeping Gosens quiet. I think if we do that, I think we might beat the Germans. I think if you turn to me like a few weeks ago, I think everyone was saying we'd take Germany in the round of 16. I think we could do it, but we'll have to. I think tomorrow, the one problem England have is this Brexit attitude. 2 World Wars and 1 World Cup and 10 balls in the air, and consistently living off of that against this German side. Tomorrow, England need to show that they've not only evolved as a team, I think under Southgate, not only evolved in terms of the players they produced, but they've evolved from a footballing and cultural perspective, football and culture's perspective tomorrow. If you have the likes of Jack Grealish, of Saka, of Sancho, of these players which street footballers that just enjoy playing the game for playing the game, I think we can beat the Germans. If you go with this damage limitation policy, which we have against every big team whenever we've played them, at any point in tournaments, at any point we've played a big game, that Scotland game, not a big game in terms of the team we're playing, but in terms of the cultural impact, huge. If every time we played a big game, Gareth Southgate's gone damage limitation, and it is blown up in our face every single time. If he can learn his lesson from that, and we beat the Germans, if we beat the Germans, there is a very, 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 very genuine chance
that we'll get far in the competition. Yeah,
but they've got to turn it on.
But they're not beating the Germans, bruv. And
100%.
My name's not even in the hat for the England job. I'm disappointed. I'm not gonna lie. Same with the Tottenham job. I think I'm the only manager they haven't been linked with. And hopefully,
they offered me the job because I finished third in the 2-horse race. So like, you're perfect fit for us, and I said, absolutely.
But there you go, innit? So fuck that. And big up everyone in the chat. Click the hyperlink in the title. Make sure you follow Louis' channel, man. Loads of good stuff over there. Loads of good laughs, as you already know. Am I feeling better? I'm not 100%, but I'm better now, innit? So it's one of them ones. We're back streaming. I'm going over to Lee Gunner's channel now. So you lot, make sure you go and spam the chat. Rants raiding Lee Gunner's chat, guys. And I'm literally jumping off this. I'm going straight into the show with Lee. So big up. And yeah, I will see you guys in about 30 seconds, people.